This is the intersection of, what is it, St. Patrick and Cobourg, and, well, the important thing here is Island Park Lodge. So Island Park Lodge is a bridge that goes to Island Park, and the thing is that it's the only bridge that goes to Island, which is an island. So, and as you can see here, they're currently doing construction on the bridge, which has reduced it to a single lane, which creates an interesting situation where we have a single lane operating in both directions. So as you can see down in the distance, they've installed a traffic signal to control the one-lane bridge. So that's not that unusual. But what is unusual is that on this end, there's not a dedicated traffic signal. It's actually the entire intersection, which has to be managed to only send one direction of traffic across the bridge at a time. So just about in a few seconds, those guys on the other side of the bridge are going to get a green light to come along the one-lane bridge. And then they've introduced split phasing so that they can get out. And then once they're out, the intersection is actually going to prevent, well, then it's going to send people the other way down the bridge. But the thing is, they needed to prevent people, can't really see it there, but there's no right turn. They need to prevent people from going onto the bridge, I mean at some point, to allow the bridge to clear. So you can see now the car coming from the other side of the bridge has come across. So the next will be their split phase. And unfortunately, they seem to have done an extremely long fixed time on this split phase, which is quite unfortunate because, as you can see, this is just a driveway effectively. And during busy periods, this does, ever since they changed the timings with this temporary timing, it's been backing up quite badly in every direction except for the driveway. And yeah, you see there's no more cars. It's been no more cars for a while. But for some reason, it's maxing out the green, which is odd because there does actually seem to be a detector here at the top of the pole. So I don't know if it's not plugged in or something. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be working. Anyway, so here we have the other direction. So yeah, as you can see here, this the bridge is now operating the other direction. So that light down there is red, and it has been red for long enough to clear the bridge. And it will stay red until long enough after this phase, the northbound phase, to get people across the bridge. And again, to clear out that bridge now, they've also had to forbid the eastbound left turn. Otherwise, there would always be someone able to turn onto the bridge, and there would be no time to clear out the bridge to reverse the direction. So now I'm on the other end of the bridge, and the split phase is on down there in the distance, extending quite a long time for actually no one this time. Although, since the last shot, I actually did see it skip the phase, so the detector is working, but for some reason, when it does get called, it's maxing out the phase, even when no one, or even when everyone has already cleared. Anyway, so here's the signal, and it does actually also have a radar detector, so I don't know what that does. But now the bridge it's doing the northbound phase, so it's sending cars onto the bridge. And it will keep this signal red long enough for them to clear. It's pretty generous. There's really no need for it to be quite tight because it's going to be quite a long westbound phase anyway. So it doesn't really matter exactly when this light changes to green. Might as well be generous with it. So yeah, any moment now it should change to green. There's a car right behind me waiting for this light. Here it is. So now it'll send the car across the bridge. And the next phase in the cycle should be that split phase for this car. Now, I don't know if I'm actually screwing things up by standing in the detection zone. I don't know how precisely it's set up. Okay, I'll stand off the road. Give best chance of actually gapping out. And yeah, anyway, this light stays green. It seems to go to yellow at the same time as the westbound green down there. Alright, so yeah, both are westbound green, yellow, and then the bridge yellow as well. So now we're going to get the split phase. So the car's gone, but it's going to keep green for no apparent reason. It's pretty unfortunate because it looks like it's quite an intricate setup here. Got detectors at both sides of the bridge. But for some reason it just keeps maxing out, even though there's only one car. And that's really screwing up the traffic at that intersection there. Well, not right now, it's pretty light, but during the day it does really back up there. So we got the northbound. Again, this is just a driveway for two apartment buildings, so it's not a lot of northbound traffic, but one of the things that does go onto the bridge is Route 19, which does a big loop around to serve this apartment. There used to actually be a callable system where the people on the island could request a bus, and it would light up a signal on the main road. So the bus actually, if no one pressed the button here at these bus stops, the bus wouldn't come onto the island at all. It would just skip this part of the route. But they seem to have just deactivated those buttons. Not for this construction project. They were already deactivated, I think, about a year ago or so. I don't remember exactly when I noticed them no longer working. Anyway, should get that clearance time again. Pretty generous. Probably enough for a bike. I think I cycled across. I didn't see exactly when it changed, but it seemed to be enough for me on my bike. Now we're going to send another car over. And see if the bus makes it on time. Come on, let's go. Here comes the bus. Here's another example of OC Transpo's bizarre vehicle allocation. We have an articulated bus running a local circulator route. So the light has just gone to yellow. Where is it? Okay, well, there it is. Anyway. Now we've got the driveway split phase, and it will presumably just keep in green, stopping everyone at that intersection while nobody's using it. Yeah, so I don't know what's wrong with the detector or setup down there, but hopefully they can get that phase to be callable extendable instead of just callable.